Látták magukat a tévében.
They saw themselves on TV. They saw themselves on TV.
Együtt ültünk a csónakban.
We were sitting in the boat together. We were sitting in the boat together.
Velük mész a városba?
Are you going to the city with them? Are you going to the city with them?
Ne menjetek a vezeték közelébe.
Don't go near the wire. Don't go near the wire.
Gyakran használom az alkalmazásaimat a telefonomon.
I often use my apps on my phone. I often use my apps on my phone.
Egy órája vette be a fájdalomcsillapítót.
She took the painkiller an hour ago. She took the painkiller an hour ago.
Nem írt nekem üzenetet vasárnap óta.
She hasn't texted me since Sunday. She hasn't texted me since Sunday.
Egy meglepetésparti mindig szívmelengető.
A surprise party is always heartwarming. A surprise party is always heartwarming.
Nagypéntek húsvét előtt 3 nappal van.
Good Friday is 3 days before Easter. Good Friday is 3 days before Easter.
Legközelebb hallgatok rád.
Next time, I'll listen to you. Next time, I'll listen to you.
Kornélia ritkán eszik mogyoróvajat.
Cornelia rarely eats peanut butter. Cornelia rarely eats peanut butter.
Rosszabbul érzed magad?
Are you feeling worse? Are you feeling worse?
Az épület körül.
Around the building. Around the building.
Nem fogok zellert venni.
I won't buy celery. I won't buy celery.
Hol vagytok?
Where are you? Where are you?
Soha nem vagy egyedül.
You are never alone. You are never alone.
A munkahelyemen vagyok 10-től 12-ig.
I am at my workplace from 10 to 12. I am at my workplace from 10 to 12.
Szombatig elfoglalt leszek.
I will be busy until Saturday. I will be busy until Saturday.
Szerintem igen.
I think so. I think so.
Most a strandon vagytok?
Are you on the beach now? Are you on the beach now?
Add oda a szakácskönyvet a barátodnak.
Give the cookbook to your friend. Give the cookbook to your friend.
A teherautó a saroknál megállt.
The truck stopped at the corner. The truck stopped at the corner.
Connor 5-kor indul el a gyárból.
Connor leaves the factory at 5 o'clock. Connor leaves the factory at 5 o'clock.
Andrew és Jenna nevettek a bohócon.
Andrew and Jenna laughed at the clown. Andrew and Jenna laughed at the clown.
Átsétáltunk a hídon.
We walked over the bridge. We walked over the bridge.
Nem vettem őt észre a boltban.
I didn't notice him in the store. I didn't notice him in the store.
Szerintem nem.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
A fiam egész éjszaka köhögött.
My son was coughing all night. My son was coughing all night.
Kérhetek egy kólát?
Can I have a Coke, please? Can I have a Coke, please?
Milyen kellemes illata van a játszintoknak.
What nice fragrance the hyacinths have. What nice fragrance the hyacinths have.
Szonyának van valami a kezében.
Sonia has something in her hand. Sonia has something in her hand.
Remélem, igen.
I hope so. I hope so.
A fővárosban laktok?
Do you live in the capital? Do you live in the capital?
Ezeknek a mókusoknak nagyon puha a szőrük.
These squirrels have very soft fur. These squirrels have very soft fur.
Ragaszd ezt a posztert a falra.
Stick this poster on the wall. Stick this poster on the wall.
Tegnap este haza kellett sétálniuk.
They had to walk home yesterday evening. They had to walk home yesterday evening.
Az emeleten vannak a bőröndök.
Are the suitcases upstairs? Are the suitcases upstairs?
Remélem, nem.
I hope not. I hope not.
Harold nem ért meg engem.
Harold doesn't understand me. Harold doesn't understand me.
Kérsz egy kis vizet?
Do you want some water? Do you want some water?
Itt nem vezethetsz gyorsan.
You can't drive fast here. You can't drive fast here.
Miután Léna hazaér az iskolából.
After Lena gets home from school. After Lena gets home from school.
Elköszöntem tőle a buszpálya udvaron.
I said goodbye to him at the bus station. I said goodbye to him at the bus station.
Használhatjuk a szivacsotokat?
Can we use your sponge? Can we use your sponge?
A hálószobák a földszinten vannak.
The bedrooms are downstairs. The bedrooms are downstairs.
Lilinek szemüveget kell hordania.
Lily has to wear glasses. Lily has to wear glasses.
Voltál csütörtökön a temetőben?
Were you in the cemetery on Thursday? Were you in the cemetery on Thursday?
A buszok tele voltak.
The buses were full. The buses were full.
2 egér van Gerald ágya alatt.
There are 2 mice under Gerald's bed. There are 2 mice under Gerald's bed.
Mász egy kicsit magasabbra, hogy elérd a körtéket.
Climb a bit higher to reach the pears. Climb a bit higher to reach the pears.
Bezártam a bejárati ajtót.
I locked the front door. I locked the front door.
Mennyi a sebességhatár ezen az úton?
How much is the speed limit on this road? How much is the speed limit on this road?
Ennek a diófának a gyökerei.
The roots of this walnut tree. The roots of this walnut tree.
Csak egy nyelven beszélnek.
They speak only one language. They speak only one language.
A hagymának nagyon erős szaga van.
The onion has a very strong smell. The onion has a very strong smell.
Nagyon hideg és erős szél van kint.
There is a very cold and strong wind outside. There is a very cold and strong wind outside.
Virágoznak a gyümölcsfák.
The fruit trees are blooming. The fruit trees are blooming.
Miért nem?
Why not? Why not?
Ő is jár olasz tanfolyamra.
She also goes to an Italian course. She also goes to an Italian course.
Nem tudtuk befejezni a reggelinket.
We couldn't finish our breakfast. We couldn't finish our breakfast.
Itt van a legvastagabb könyv.
Here is the thickest book. Here is the thickest book.
Ralph minden reggel ugyanazt az újságot olvassa.
Ralph reads the same newspaper every morning. Ralph reads the same newspaper every morning.
Kezd javulni a jobb kezed.
Is your right hand getting better? Is your right hand getting better?
Szeretem, amikor mosolyogsz.
I like it when you smile. I like it when you smile.
Melyik a legnehezebb táska?
Which is the heaviest bag? Which is the heaviest bag?
Az elmúlt 2 hónapban.
In the last 2 months. In the last 2 months.
Megölelhetlek?
Can I give you a hug? Can I give you a hug?
Melyik a legnagyobb dinnye?
Which is the biggest watermelon? Which is the biggest watermelon?
Három marakúja van a tálban.
There are 3 passion fruits in the bowl. There are 3 passion fruits in the bowl.
Az osztálytársaim megvártak.
My classmates waited for me. My classmates waited for me.
Egész délután sütöttem.
I was baking all afternoon. I was baking all afternoon.
Jamie gyakran nyeri meg a sakkversenyeket.
Jamie often wins the chess competitions. Jamie often wins the chess competitions.
Tavaly 8 aranyérmet kaptak.
They got 8 gold medals last year. They got 8 gold medals last year.
Kevesebb, mint 9 oldal.
Fewer than 9 pages. Fewer than 9 pages.
Több, mint 20 perc.
More than 20 minutes. More than 20 minutes.
Ez a mágnes tartja a késeket a falon.
This magnet holds the knives on the wall. This magnet holds the knives on the wall.
Nagyszerű.
Great. Great.
A ház eleje.
The front of the house. The front of the house.
Az autó oldala.
The side of the car. The side of the car.
A busz hátulja.
The back of the bus. The back of the bus.
Meg tudnád mondani az időt?
Can you tell me the time? Can you tell me the time?
Körülbelül 1 hónapon belül.
In about a month. In about a month.
Csak hétvégenként kertészkednek.
They do the gardening only at weekends. They do the gardening only at weekends.
Mivel foglalkozik a férjed?
What does your husband do? What does your husband do?
Nem sokára lefestjük a kerítést.
We are going to paint the fence soon. We are going to paint the fence soon.
Néhány szerencsés gyerek magániskolába jár.
Some lucky children go to private schools. Some lucky children go to private schools.
A kicsi gyerekek óvodába járnak.
Little children go to nursery school. Little children go to nursery school.
Mindenki élvezi a friss levegőt.
Everybody enjoys fresh air. Everybody enjoys fresh air.
Egy kicsit éhes vagyok.
I am a little bit hungry. I am a little bit hungry.
Utaztál már helikopterrel?
Have you ever traveled in a helicopter? Have you ever traveled in a helicopter?
Gyönyörű dombok vannak Írországban.
There are beautiful hills in Ireland. There are beautiful hills in Ireland.
Ezen a környéken.
In this area. In this area.
Láttad a villámlást?
Did you see the lightning? Did you see the lightning?
Boltonné többnyire autóval utazik.
Mrs. Bolton mostly travels by car. Mrs. Bolton mostly travels by car.
Szoktál néha kártyázni?
Do you sometimes play cards? Do you sometimes play cards?
Popcornt esznek, amikor filmet néznek.
They eat popcorn when they watch a movie. They eat popcorn when they watch a movie.
Megmostad a kezed?
Did you wash your hands? Did you wash your hands?
Violet énekelt nekünk egy gyönyörű dalt.
Violet sang us an amazing song. Violet sang us an amazing song.
A sofőr 20 órát vezetett.
The driver drove for 20 hours. The driver drove for 20 hours.
A kis totyogó gyerekek ebéd után lefekszenek.
Toddlers take a nap after lunch. Toddlers take a nap after lunch.
Amerika nagyon különbözik Ázsiától.
America is very different from Asia. America is very different from Asia.
Mindkettő öv jól néz ki.
Both belts look good. Both belts look good.
Milyen volt a keresztelő?
What was the christening like? What was the christening like?
A túró a tejtermékpultban van.
The cottage cheese is in the dairy counter. The cottage cheese is in the dairy counter.
Egy stoppoló megállította őket.
A hitchhiker stopped them. A hitchhiker stopped them.
Ma 2019. március 3-a van.
Today is the 3rd of March, 2019. Today is the 3rd of March, 2019.
Kérsz citromlevet az ásványvizedbe?
Do you want lemon juice in your mineral water? Do you want lemon juice in your mineral water?
Vedd fel a jackidet.
Put on your jacket. Put on your jacket.
Azok a tapéták túl színesek.
Those wallpapers are too colorful. Those wallpapers are too colorful.
A konyhafőnök nem kóstolta meg a spagettit.
The chef didn't taste the spaghetti. The chef didn't taste the spaghetti.
Danny és Lauren virágot szed a mezőn.
Danny and Laureen are picking flowers in the fields. Danny and Laureen are picking flowers in the fields.
A kis cica felborította a vázát.
The kitten knocked over the vase. The kitten knocked over the vase.
Kevés pénzt költenek.
They spend little money. They spend little money.
Nincsenek vírusok a számítógépemen.
There aren't any viruses on my computer. There aren't any viruses on my computer.
Mit csinálsz holnap reggel?
What are you doing tomorrow morning? What are you doing tomorrow morning?
A fügefájuk lassan nő.
Their fig tree is growing slowly. Their fig tree is growing slowly.
Szeretnék kipróbálni a jetskit.
They would like to try jet skiing. They would like to try jet skiing.
El tudtátok adni a székeket?
Could you sell the chairs? Could you sell the chairs?
A kávéd mindig olyan finom.
Your coffee is always so delicious. Your coffee is always so delicious.
A konzervnyitó a fiókban van.
The tin opener is in the drawer. The tin opener is in the drawer.
Minden délután elmegyünk kocogni.
We go jogging every afternoon. We go jogging every afternoon.
Az egyik korcsolyázó eltörte a lábát.
One of the skaters broke her leg. One of the skaters broke her leg.
Havasak a tetők.
The roofs are snowy. The roofs are snowy.
Kölcsön tudom neked adni a sötétkék nadrágomat.
I can lend you my dark blue pants. I can lend you my dark blue pants.
Találkoztam egy ügyvéddel egy pár napja.
I met a lawyer a few days ago. I met a lawyer a few days ago.
Hogyan szoktál munkába menni?
How do you go to work? How do you go to work?
A titkárnő délután 3:45-kor jött vissza.
The secretary came back at 3:45 p.m. The secretary came back at 3:45 p.m.
A fekete törülköző puhább, mint a zöld.
The black towel is softer than the green one. The black towel is softer than the green one.
A piszkos edények a mosogatóban vannak.
The dirty dishes are in the sink. The dirty dishes are in the sink.
Minden sarokban van egy konnektor.
There is a socket in every corner. There is a socket in every corner.
A növényeknek sok vízre van szükségük.
Plants need a lot of water. Plants need a lot of water.
A nyertes holnap fog kapni egy saját lovat.
The winner will get her own horse tomorrow. The winner will get her own horse tomorrow.
Jim a vágódeszkán szokta vágni a zöldségeket.
Jim cuts the vegetables on the cutting board. Jim cuts the vegetables on the cutting board.
Karim egy egyiptomi férfi, és nem beszél angolul.
Karim is an Egyptian man, and he doesn't speak English. Karim is an Egyptian man, and he doesn't speak English.
Az Amazonas folyó Dél-Amerikában van.
The Amazon River is in South America. The Amazon River is in South America.
Az unokahúgom tavaly lett mérnök.
My niece became an engineer last year. My niece became an engineer last year.
Fehérre festették a mennyezetet.
They painted the ceiling white. They painted the ceiling white.
Éjszaka esett az eső.
It was raining at night. It was raining at night.
Ez a kókuszos fagyi tényleg jó.
This coconut ice cream is really good. This coconut ice cream is really good.
A múlt héten a bátyámnál szálltam meg Kaliforniában.
I stayed with my elder brother in California last week. I stayed with my elder brother in California last week.
Mikor költöztetek ide?
When did you move here? When did you move here?
Remélem szép volt a hétvégétek.
I hope you had a nice weekend. I hope you had a nice weekend.
Nagyon vicces vagy.
You are very funny. You are very funny.
Dóra mindent beleír a naplójába.
Dora writes everything in her diary. Dora writes everything in her diary.
Matthew általában reggel 5:30-kor kell fel.
Matthew usually gets up at 5:30 a.m. Matthew usually gets up at 5:30 a.m.
Joe még mindig a szobájában tanul.
Joe is still learning in his room. Joe is still learning in his room.
Az idegenvezető jövő héten utazik Mexikóba.
The tour guide is traveling to Mexico next week. The tour guide is traveling to Mexico next week.
Melyik a kedvenc sportod?
Which is your favorite sport? Which is your favorite sport?
A postás hozott nekik egy csomagot.
The postman brought them a package. The postman brought them a package.
A fogorvos már 2 napja nem alszik.
The dentist hasn't slept for 2 days. The dentist hasn't slept for 2 days.
Robert nem ismeri azokat a tanárokat.
Robert doesn't know those teachers. Robert doesn't know those teachers.
Többet kellene gyakorolnod.
You should practice more. You should practice more.
Nem találja az ezüst fülbevalóját.
She can't find her silver earrings. She can't find her silver earrings.
Kitakarítanák a garást.
They would clean the garage. They would clean the garage.
Csatlakoztak hozzánk egy italra.
They joined us for a drink. They joined us for a drink.
Nagyon különleges csokoládék vannak Svájcban.
There are very special chocolates in Switzerland. There are very special chocolates in Switzerland.
Le tudtad foglalni a jegyeket a repülőtéren?
Could you reserve the tickets at the airport? Could you reserve the tickets at the airport?
A virágpiac előtt.
In front of the flower market. In front of the flower market.
Ha apukám kinyitja az ajtót, a macska mindig bejön.
Whenever my dad opens the door, the cat always comes in. Whenever my dad opens the door, the cat always comes in.
A nővér most a beteggel foglalkozik.
The nurse is dealing with the patient now. The nurse is dealing with the patient now.
Egy csésze cappuccino diós sütivel.
A cup of cappuccino with walnut biscuits. A cup of cappuccino with walnut biscuits.
Alec nagyon jó villanyszerelő.
Alec is a very good electrician. Alec is a very good electrician.
Menjünk el egy könyvesboltba.
Let's go to a bookshop. Let's go to a bookshop.
A trombita egy hangszer.
A trumpet is a musical instrument. A trumpet is a musical instrument.
A madarak a kéményen keresztül jutottak be.
The birds got in through the chimney. The birds got in through the chimney.
Minden rendben van.
Everything is all right. Everything is all right.
A lányaim nem hegedülnek.
My daughters don't play the violin. My daughters don't play the violin.
Szalonnás rántotta ma a reggelie.
Scrambled eggs with bacon is his breakfast today. Scrambled eggs with bacon is his breakfast today.
Mi van Kimberly íróasztalán?
What is on Kimberly's desk? What is on Kimberly's desk?
Nincs semmi a földön.
There is nothing on the floor. There is nothing on the floor.
Tudod vinni ezt az esernyőt?
Can you carry this umbrella? Can you carry this umbrella?
A hercegnek és a hercegnőnek mesés esküvője volt.
The prince and the princess had a fabulous wedding. The prince and the princess had a fabulous wedding.
Nem félnek a vihartól.
They aren't afraid of the thunderstorm. They aren't afraid of the thunderstorm.
Van egy kis szökőkút a téren.
There is a small fountain in the square. There is a small fountain in the square.
Vivien nem tudta ráragasztani a bélyeget a borítékra.
Vivian couldn't stick the stamp on the envelope. Vivian couldn't stick the stamp on the envelope.
Hudson gyakran issza a reggeli teáját az erkélyen.
Hudson often drinks his morning tea on the balcony. Hudson often drinks his morning tea on the balcony.
Beszéltél vele?
Did you talk to her? Did you talk to her?
A vízszerelőnek délután 5 órakor itt kellene lennie.
The plumber should be here at 5 p.m. The plumber should be here at 5 p.m.
Valakinek meg kell javítania a mosógépet.
Somebody has to repair the washing machine. Somebody has to repair the washing machine.
Olyan okos vagy, mint az apukád.
You are as clever as your father. You are as clever as your father.
Egy férfi lopta el az ékszereket.
A man stole the jewelry. A man stole the jewelry.
Mikor kezdődik a történelem óra?
When does the history lesson begin? When does the history lesson begin?
Carson lánytestvére idősebb, mint ő.
Carson's sister is a bit older than him. Carson's sister is a bit older than him.
Csak keveset tanulnak otthon.
They study only little at home. They study only little at home.
Szoktál kolbászt tenni ebbe a levesbe?
Do you put sausage in this soup? Do you put sausage in this soup?
A laptopomat a folyosón hagytam.
I left my notebook in the corridor. I left my notebook in the corridor.
Nem nagyon szeretem a kézilabdát.
I don't like handball very much. I don't like handball very much.
Ellen emlékszik a címünkre.
Does Ellen remember our address? Does Ellen remember our address?
Izgalmas volt az első napod.
Was your first day exciting? Was your first day exciting?
Volt egy csúnya boszorkány a tévében.
There was an ugly witch on TV. There was an ugly witch on TV.
A legtöbb ember forralja a vizet a teához.
Most people boil water for tea. Most people boil water for tea.
Hová mész?
Where are you going? Where are you going?
A fényképészet egy érdekes dolog.
Photography is an interesting thing. Photography is an interesting thing.
Meg tudtuk etetni a majmokat az állatkertben.
We could feed the monkeys in the zoo. We could feed the monkeys in the zoo.
A CD egy tökéletes ajándék.
A CD is a perfect gift. A CD is a perfect gift.
Miért nem jössz át hozzánk?
Why don't you come over? Why don't you come over?
A természet olyan élettel teli áprilisban.
Nature is so lively in April. Nature is so lively in April.
Nem lopták el a kincset.
They didn't steal the treasure. They didn't steal the treasure.
Van egy folt a szőnyegen.
There is a stain on the carpet. There is a stain on the carpet.
A citrom nagyon savanyú cukor nélkül.
Lemon is very sour without sugar. Lemon is very sour without sugar.
Szeretnél velünk futni?
Would you like to run with us? Would you like to run with us?
Szappant használ arcmosásra.
She uses soap to wash her face. She uses soap to wash her face.
Will a beceneve.
His nickname is Will. His nickname is Will.
Mindenkinek vannak jó és rossz szokásai.
Everybody has good and bad habits. Everybody has good and bad habits.
A múzeum valahol itt van.
The museum is somewhere here. The museum is somewhere here.
Ezek a mondatok sokkal hosszabbak.
These sentences are much longer. These sentences are much longer.
Ők is bent vannak.
They are also inside. They are also inside.
El tudod törni azt a botot?
Can you break that stick? Can you break that stick?
El akarunk repülni Brüsszelbe.
We want to fly to Brussels. We want to fly to Brussels.
Ott hagyhatom az autómat.
Can I leave my car there? Can I leave my car there?
Az anyák aggódnak a gyerekeik miatt.
Mothers worry about their children. Mothers worry about their children.
Milyen gyakran mész a bankba?
How often do you go to the bank? How often do you go to the bank?
Szegény lén.
Poor Lane. Poor Lane.
A cipője sarka nagy zajt ütött.
The heels of her shoes made a lot of noise. The heels of her shoes made a lot of noise.
A mi katonáink a legbátrabbak a hadseregben.
Our soldiers are the bravest in the army. Our soldiers are the bravest in the army.
A zenészek újévi koncertet adtak.
The musicians gave a New Year's concert. The musicians gave a New Year's concert.
A kedvenc tantárgyam a nyelvtan.
My favorite subject is grammar. My favorite subject is grammar.
A bőröngyét pakolta egész délután.
She was packing her suitcase all afternoon. She was packing her suitcase all afternoon.
Egy nagy bögrébe öntöttem ki a kávémat.
I poured my coffee in a big mug. I poured my coffee in a big mug.
Milyen volt a kosárlabda meccs?
How was the basketball match? How was the basketball match?
A táncosok visszamentek a színpadra.
The dancers went back to the stage. The dancers went back to the stage.
Minden ország megünnepli a nemzeti ünnepeket.
Every country celebrates national holidays. Every country celebrates national holidays.
Művész például egy író vagy egy énekes.
An artist is, for example, a writer or a singer. An artist is, for example, a writer or a singer.
A templomok mindig békés helyek.
Churches are always peaceful places. Churches are always peaceful places.
A grillezett hús burgonyával nem egy könnyű vacsora.
Grilled meat with potato is not a light dinner. Grilled meat with potato is not a light dinner.
A porszívó a seprű mögött van.
The vacuum cleaner is behind the broom. The vacuum cleaner is behind the broom.
A kirándulásuk előtt egy nappal.
A day before their trip. A day before their trip.
Jasmine kerti partikat szervez.
Yasmin organizes garden parties. Yasmin organizes garden parties.
Egy lakás ára.
The price of an apartment. The price of an apartment.
Az úriember elvette tőlem a kabátomat.
The gentleman took my coat from me. The gentleman took my coat from me.
Legközelebb hozok neked cseresznyét.
Next time, I will bring you some cherries. Next time, I will bring you some cherries.
Magányosnak érzem magam nélküle.
I feel lonely without him. I feel lonely without him.
Tegnap találkoztam vele a belvárosban.
I met her downtown yesterday. I met her downtown yesterday.
Csak egy pár év múlva.
Only in a few years. Only in a few years.
Holnap este otthon leszel?
Will you be at home tomorrow evening? Will you be at home tomorrow evening?
Jack adott nekik néhány hasznos tippet.
Jack gave them some useful tips. Jack gave them some useful tips.
Az a keskeny út átmegy a falun.
That narrow road goes through the village. That narrow road goes through the village.
A fiúk rám néztek.
The boys looked at me. The boys looked at me.
Jerrynek szüksége van egy német-svéd szótárra.
Does Jerry need a German-Swedish dictionary? Does Jerry need a German-Swedish dictionary?
Még nem.
Not yet. Not yet.
Ross barátnője még soha nem volt Walesben.
Ross's girlfriend has never been to Wales. Ross's girlfriend has never been to Wales.
Ez az utolsó esélyünk.
This is our last chance. This is our last chance.
Van egy másik ötleted?
Do you have another idea? Do you have another idea?
Rozsdásak a csövek.
The pipes are rusty. The pipes are rusty.
Szerintem nem fog jönni Wesley.
I don't think Wesley will come. I don't think Wesley will come.
A nagymamám gondoskodik rólunk.
My grandma takes care of us. My grandma takes care of us.
David meglepte Joannát egy vörös rózsával.
David surprised Joanna with a red rose. David surprised Joanna with a red rose.
A hegyi kilátás csodálatos volt.
The mountain view was amazing. The mountain view was amazing.
16 fok van kint.
It's 16 degrees outside. It's 16 degrees outside.
Az a lovasoklevél a tiéd, vagy az övé?
Is that riding certificate yours or his? Is that riding certificate yours or his?
5 és 7 között.
Between 5 and 7. Between 5 and 7.
Barcelonából küldtünk nekik egy képeslapot.
We sent them a postcard from Barcelona. We sent them a postcard from Barcelona.
Laura nem sokára feldíszíti a gyerekszobát.
Laura is going to decorate the nursery soon. Laura is going to decorate the nursery soon.
Ezek a régi kaspók már feleslegesek.
These old flower pots are useless. These old flower pots are useless.
A diákok részmunkaidős állással kereshetnek pénzt.
Students can earn money with part-time jobs. Students can earn money with part-time jobs.
Jól ment a gitár órád.
Did your guitar lesson go well? Did your guitar lesson go well?
Vennünk kellene egy kis szőnyeget.
We should buy a small rug. We should buy a small rug.
Melyik a legnagyobb óceán a világon?
Which is the biggest ocean in the world? Which is the biggest ocean in the world?
Megszámoltad a tojásokat?
Did you count the eggs? Did you count the eggs?
Az út nem volt nagyon kényelmes.
The journey wasn't very comfortable. The journey wasn't very comfortable.
Különböző fajta makarónok.
Different kinds of macaroons. Different kinds of macaroons.
A lánya kedvenc játéka a bújócska.
His daughter's favorite game is hide and seek. His daughter's favorite game is hide and seek.
Tudnál egy fényképet csinálni Julianről?
Can you take a photo of Julian? Can you take a photo of Julian?
Éjszaka fújt a szél.
The wind was blowing at night. The wind was blowing at night.
Amikor felébredtem.
When I woke up. When I woke up.
A fiúk veszekedtek az iskolában.
The boys had a fight at school. The boys had a fight at school.
A bár közel van az edzőteremhez.
The bar is close to the gym. The bar is close to the gym.
Az utasok túl hangosan beszélgettek.
The passengers were talking too loudly. The passengers were talking too loudly.
Miért nem kapcsolod fel a villanyt?
Why don't you turn on the lights? Why don't you turn on the lights?
A dolgozóknak minden nap van ebédszünetük.
The workers have a lunch break every day. The workers have a lunch break every day.
Gary fizetése alacsonyabb volt tavaly.
Larry's salary was lower last year. Larry's salary was lower last year.
3 DVD-t kaptunk Morris-tól.
We got 3 DVDs from Morris. We got 3 DVDs from Morris.
Szeretek gyapjú sálakat kötni.
I like knitting wool scarves. I like knitting wool scarves.
Ha este megérkezik a barátom, pezsgőt fogunk inni.
If my boyfriend arrives in the evening, we will drink champagne. If my boyfriend arrives in the evening, we will drink champagne.
Hogyan készítettétek el a marhahúst?
How did you prepare the beef? How did you prepare the beef?
Albert 24 éves volt, amikor megnősült.
Albert was 24 when he got married. Albert was 24 when he got married.
Nem lesznek a városban csütörtökig.
They won't be in town till Thursday. They won't be in town till Thursday.
Darla 2002 óta újságíró.
Darla has been a journalist since 2002. Darla has been a journalist since 2002.
Csörgött a telefon, amikor anya főzte a vacsorát.
The phone rang when Mum was cooking dinner. The phone rang when Mum was cooking dinner.
Sylvia 7 évig Houstonban élt.
Sylvia lived in Houston for 7 years. Sylvia lived in Houston for 7 years.
Paul ma este dolgozik?
Is Paul working tonight? Is Paul working tonight?
Az idő egy kicsit barátságtalan volt.
The weather was a bit unfriendly. The weather was a bit unfriendly.
Egész este nevetgéltünk.
We were laughing all evening. We were laughing all evening.
Túl fiatal vagy, nem ihatsz bort.
You are too young. You can't drink wine. You are too young. You can't drink wine.
Jay nem akar felkelni, mert lusta.
Jay doesn't want to get up because he is lazy. Jay doesn't want to get up because he is lazy.
Remélhetőleg el tudom érni a vonatot.
Hopefully, I can catch the train. Hopefully, I can catch the train.
Ismételd el a mondatokat egyszer.
Repeat the sentences once. Repeat the sentences once.
Jenkins úr özvegy.
Mr. Jenkins is a widower. Mr. Jenkins is a widower.
Tudod betűzni a nevedet angolul?
Can you spell your name in English? Can you spell your name in English?
Van egy bokor a háttérben.
There is a bush in the background. There is a bush in the background.
A lányok mindig bikiniben vannak a strandon.
The girls always wear bikinis on the beach. The girls always wear bikinis on the beach.
Minden pillangó egyedi.
Every butterfly is unique. Every butterfly is unique.
Ne hajolj ki az ablakon.
Don't lean out of the window. Don't lean out of the window.
Vennünk kellett még egy zöld paprikát.
We had to buy another green pepper. We had to buy another green pepper.
Néhány állat rovarokkal táplálkozik.
Some animals eat insects. Some animals eat insects.
Egyáltalán nem szereti a fizikát.
He doesn't like physics at all. He doesn't like physics at all.
Ez nem volt nehéz nap.
It wasn't a hard day. It wasn't a hard day.
Milyen nemzetiségű?
What's her nationality? What's her nationality?
Mennyi ideig lesztek Venezuelában?
How long will you be in Venezuela? How long will you be in Venezuela?
Ebben a pillanatban nincs itt.
He isn't here at the moment. He isn't here at the moment.
Nagyon szeretem az amerikai palacsintát narancslekvárral.
I love American pancakes with marmalade. I love American pancakes with marmalade.
Ez nem egy egyszerű szabály.
It isn't a simple rule. It isn't a simple rule.
Az autók fémből készülnek.
Cars are made of metal. Cars are made of metal.
Lefeküdtem, mert fájt a fejem.
I lay down because I had a headache. I lay down because I had a headache.
Menj egyenesen, és fordulj jobbra a körforgalomnál.
Go straight and turn right at the roundabout. Go straight and turn right at the roundabout.
A repülő éjfélkor szállt fel.
The plane took off at midnight. The plane took off at midnight.
Hosszú sor állt a cipőboltban.
There was a long queue in the shoe shop. There was a long queue in the shoe shop.
A gólyák tavasszal jönnek vissza Európába.
Storks come back to Europe in spring. Storks come back to Europe in spring.
Tudunk most szünetet tartani?
Can we take a break now? Can we take a break now?
Az emberek általában naponta 8 órát dolgoznak.
People usually work 8 hours a day. People usually work 8 hours a day.
Munkanapokon Andy nem sokat pihen.
Andy doesn't relax much on work days. Andy doesn't relax much on work days.
Úgy örülök, hogy itt vagy.
I'm so glad that you are here. I'm so glad that you are here.
Természetesen segíteni fogunk neked.
Of course, we will help you. Of course, we will help you.
Mindig van elég étel a hűtőben.
There is always enough food in the fridge. There is always enough food in the fridge.
Nem hiszem el.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Találkozhatunk este 6 után.
We can meet after 6 in the evening. We can meet after 6 in the evening.
Csak reggel vagyok szabad.
I am free only in the morning. I am free only in the morning.
Mi történt szerdán?
What happened on Wednesday? What happened on Wednesday?
Ne legyél olyan önző.
Don't be so selfish. Don't be so selfish.
Sok vadállat húst eszik.
A lot of wild animals eat meat. A lot of wild animals eat meat.
Mennyi sárga barack van a kosárban?
How many apricots are there in the basket? How many apricots are there in the basket?
2 darab gyümölcs van benne.
There are 2 pieces of fruit in it. There are 2 pieces of fruit in it.
Megszagoltad a liliomokat?
Did you smell the lilies? Did you smell the lilies?
15 évvel később látták egymást.
They saw each other 15 years later. They saw each other 15 years later.
A múlt hónapban költözött Baltimoreba.
She moved to Baltimore last month. She moved to Baltimore last month.
Vannak szobák az alagsorban?
Are there any rooms in the basement? Are there any rooms in the basement?
Az óriási medve megijesztette őket.
The huge bear frightened them. The huge bear frightened them.
A színésznő nem szokta megtartani a régi ruháit.
The actress doesn't keep her old clothes. The actress doesn't keep her old clothes.
Gary nagyon szereti a súlyemelést.
Gary likes weightlifting very much. Gary likes weightlifting very much.
Tom haragszik rám.
Tom is angry with me. Tom is angry with me.
Ki mondta neked ezt az információt?
Who told you this information? Who told you this information?
Betty a 4. sorban ül.
Betty is sitting in the 4th row. Betty is sitting in the 4th row.
Füstölt lazac ma a főfogás.
Smoked salmon is the main course today. Smoked salmon is the main course today.
Hiányzik a legjobb barátom.
I miss my best friend. I miss my best friend.
Gyakran látod azokat a fickókat.
Do you often see those guys? Do you often see those guys?
Hogy vagy?
How are you? How are you?
A sárga dinnye fele.
Half of the cantaloupe. Half of the cantaloupe.
Találtunk néhány kavicsot a tóban.
We found some pebbles in the lake. We found some pebbles in the lake.
Olyan gyönyörű nap van ma.
It's such a beautiful day today. It's such a beautiful day today.
Az őrök védik a palotát.
The guards protect the palace. The guards protect the palace.
A polcok nagyon porosak.
The shelves are very dusty. The shelves are very dusty.
A játékos belerúgott a labdába.
The player kicked the ball. The player kicked the ball.
Hallod a galambokat?
Can you hear the pigeons? Can you hear the pigeons?
Egy órával ezelőtt megcsípett egy méhecske.
A bee stung me an hour ago. A bee stung me an hour ago.
A járdán sétáltam, amikor zajt hallottam.
I was walking on the sidewalk when I heard some noise. I was walking on the sidewalk when I heard some noise.
Még soha nem próbáltam ki a kenuzást.
I have never tried canoeing. I have never tried canoeing.
A házi sütemények mindig jobb ízűek.
Homemade cookies always taste better. Homemade cookies always taste better.
Ki volt veled az az idegen?
Who was that stranger with you? Who was that stranger with you?
Gyermekkorában jól viselkedett.
He behaved well in his childhood. He behaved well in his childhood.
Robin egyke.
Robin is an only child. Robin is an only child.
Felhős az idő, de nem havazik.
It's cloudy, but it's not snowing. It's cloudy, but it's not snowing.
5 hónapja munkanélküliek.
They have been unemployed for 5 months. They have been unemployed for 5 months.
Mi az irányító számotok?
What is your zip code? What is your zip code?
Van valami baj a kenyérpirítóval.
Something is wrong with the toaster. Something is wrong with the toaster.
A dédnagypapám még mindig nagyon energikus.
My great-grandfather is still very energetic. My great-grandfather is still very energetic.
Lédús őszi barackokat árultak.
They were selling juicy peaches. They were selling juicy peaches.
Ha te tervezed a programjainkat, a kirándulás izgalmas lesz.
If you plan our programs, the trip will be exciting. If you plan our programs, the trip will be exciting.
Ki akarom próbálni az új kerékpárutat.
I want to try the new bike path. I want to try the new bike path.
Christophernek hétvégenként nem kell tanulnia.
Christopher doesn't have to study at the weekends. Christopher doesn't have to study at the weekends.
A füst az ajtókon keresztül jön be.
The smoke is coming in through the doors. The smoke is coming in through the doors.
Jobban szeretek a barátaimmal vásárolni.
I prefer shopping with my friends. I prefer shopping with my friends.
Tudnál még 5 percet várni?
Could you wait 5 more minutes, please? Could you wait 5 more minutes, please?
Persze, meg tudlak várni.
Sure. I can wait for you. Sure. I can wait for you.
Nagy-Britanniának sok kis szigete van.
Great Britain has a lot of small islands. Great Britain has a lot of small islands.
Susan végre kész van mindennel.
Susan is finally ready with everything. Susan is finally ready with everything.